Hi guys, and welcome back to At Home with Elisa. It's very early in the morning. I've actually got the deck lights on so that I could be seen, but it's very early in the morning here, and I wanted to get up early today and sow my sweet pea seeds. If you're like me and you live in the southern hemisphere, it's time to sow your sweet peas around St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is your reminder that it's time to sow. You can actually sow them anytime through autumn, but my grandfather always taught me that you sow them at St. Patrick's Day, so that's what I've always done. So I have a range of varieties. I have actually built a garden bed just in this last year that is actually specifically for growing sweet peas. So I have a range of varieties that I am planting this year. They're all from Mr. Fothergill's. They're readily available at Bunnings in Australia and some other bigger stores. So Mr. Fothergill's, or you can go to their website. They have so many more varieties available on their website, and they're not expensive at all. So if you're looking for sweet peas, try Mr. Fothergill's. So sweet peas can be notoriously hard to germinate. Last year I did an experiment where I did 3 different types of germination. I'll link that video. There was a part 1 and a part 2 for that. But I did 3 different ways to germinate, and I did find that they were all relatively successful. The main thing that I don't like to do, just a tip for newbies, is to not purchase seedlings. So start them from seed. The reason being is that they really don't like their roots being disturbed. So as little disturbance as you can, it just won't stunt them or delay them in any way. So wherever you can, always try and direct sow them. So the way that I'm sowing my sweet peas this year is just a very easy way to gauge germination. So you just need some paper towel, some plastic sandwich bags or freezer bags, just ones that seal up, and obviously your seeds. So I have quite a few varieties that I'm sowing this year. My main garden bed that I'm looking to put them on has essentially a large sort of fence behind it that I'm looking to grow white sweet peas up, and then I have a teepee in front of it that I'm going to be putting coloured sweet peas on. So the main ones will be the white ones, which I bought extra white just to make sure I had plenty. So the white ones that I'm looking at using are called Norman Wisdom, and I used them last year and I thought that they were absolutely beautiful. White goes with everything, that's why I've gone majority with white. And the colours for the teepee are a riot of colours. So I have Singing in the Blues, which is a beautiful blue sweet pea obviously. I have Valerie Harrod, which was my favourite one from last year. I used that over an arbor going into my chickens area, and it looked stunning. It's like a peachy colour. Then I got a new one this year called Tiller Girls, which is just lovely soft colours. And I also have Perfume Duet. Now that I grew last year and I just love the colour on that one. I also have a smaller garden trellis in my garden in a different area, and I have a slightly smaller sweet pea. It's called Bijou Mixed, and it only grows to 45 centimetres high, which is ideal for this little garden trellis that I've got, so I will be growing those ones separately as well. Okay, so that's the varieties that I'm growing, that's how I'm going to grow them. So now let's get sowing. Okay, so I have 6 different varieties that I'm actually growing this year. So I've just opened up my paper towel. So I just have 2 sheets and I'm going to fold them in half. And I am just going to go get those nice and wet. So I'm going to actually put them underneath the tap and then just wring them out as well. Okay, so I have my glob of wet paper towels. I'm just going to open them all up. As I said, there's 6 there, so individually I'll open up the 6 and then we can start to place the seeds down. Okay, so that is all of my sweet pea seeds that I'll be growing this year. They're all in their damp paper towel, nice and moist, and the only thing that we need to do is I seal it up about to a little bit where I've got a little air strip here, and I want to blow them up. So the reason you want to blow them up is you're creating the humidity that they need. They've obviously got the moisture, but you need a little bit of heat as well. So blow into here and then quickly seal it. It doesn't have to be completely puffed up, but you want to get some air in there. Just like that. So you're creating a little humidity dome. Okay, now I have to do that for the rest of them. Okay, so that is all of them done. They all are in their little humidity dome. They are damp, they are moist, they are perfect growing conditions for the sweet pea seeds to germinate. Within a few days you'll start to notice some action, so you'll be able to turn them over. If you notice you do have a leak, blow some more air in there again. You just want to keep them nice and puffy so they're not sitting flat. But in a few days you'll start to notice that they're sprouting. I generally like to wait until most of them have sprouted before I will even look at planting them out. And then once you do plant them out, it'll be quite evident which is the roots and which is the little start of the seedling, and you can plant them into the garden directly where you want them to be. So that is how I do my sweet pea sowing, and I am looking forward to having a riot of colour in the garden this year. As they do start to shoot up and I start to get some, I'll cover it in garden tours, but as I start to get some growth on them, so they'll get like 3 or 4 sets of leaves, I'll actually pinch the top out, and it encourages side shoots so that you get more flowers in the end. So that is something that I will look at doing and training them. They will go crazy and they will take over. So you really need to make sure that you have something and you keep focusing on where you want them to go. Otherwise they'll just spill over and go everywhere. So that is how I am germinating all of my sweet pea seeds this year. And I will actually keep these somewhere out of direct light, but somewhere nice and warm. So we're actually having heat wave conditions at the moment, so I won't have trouble having them in a nice warm position, but I just need to make sure that they're not in direct light because they won't like that too much. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found that useful. I will be covering my sweet peas as we go through garden tours and things like that, just so that you can see how they're going. But best luck sowing your own and germinating your own sweet peas. Thank you for joining me. Bye.